Hello children, welcome you all to this session. So, I know you're all eagerly and very expectantly waiting to learn more about the teacher of Helen Keller. So, in this small extract that is taken from, right? What is the name of the autobiography written by Helen Keller? The Story of My Life. What is the name of the autobiography? The Story of My Life. So, let us read the small extract that is taken from her autobiography. As I already told you, please, we should pay attention when we are reading. You have to do two tasks simultaneously. You have to read and you also have to listen. To do this, you have to be very focused. Also carry a pencil. Whenever you come across a new word, see, a new word to you is a new word. You underline it. You don't have to worry that, okay, maybe everybody knows, I don't know this word. No, this is the advantage you have in online classes, right? Whatever you don't know, you underline that word. And later, if possible, I'll try to explain the meanings in the class, or you can also try to find the meaning of the word in dictionary. Okay, so what are we waiting for? Shall we get going? Right. Who's the narrator here? Helen Keller is the narrator. Who's telling us the story? Helen Keller herself is telling us the story. The most important day I remember in all my life is the one on which my teacher Anne Mansfield Sullivan came to me. I am filled with wonder when I think of the completely different lives we both lived and how we got connected. It was the 3rd of March 1887, 3 months before I was 7 years old. On the afternoon of the eventful day, I stood on the porch, dumb and expectant. I guessed vaguely from my mother's signs and from the hurrying to and fro in the house that something unusual was about to happen. So I went to the door and waited on the steps. The afternoon sun penetrated the mass of honeysuckle that covered the porch and fell on my upturned face. My fingers moved slowly on the familiar leaves and blossoms which had just come forth to greet the spring. I had been angry and bitter for many weeks, and I did not know what the future held for me. So, my dear students, did you notice what is Helen Keller doing in these two paragraphs? She is giving us the description. She is telling us the scene, everything she is describing. Okay, how does she start? What does Helen Keller say? Helen Keller says that the most important day in her life was when? On the day on which she met her teacher. And who's her teacher? Her teacher is Anne Mansfield and Mansfield Sullivan. Ma, please remember, though we write a letter twice in English, we only make the sound of one letter. We don't make the sound of two. Sullivan, we don't say. We only read one L, Sullivan. And we don't say Anna. This is not Anne. Okay, what's this? Anne Mansfield Sullivan. Okay, that's the name of the teacher of Helen Keller. See, I am not saying Helen Keller. No, it's Helen Keller. Though we write the letters twice, we only make the sound of one letter. So, the most important day in all my life is the day I met my teacher. I am filled with wonder. I am filled with what? Wonder. What's the meaning of wonder? Wonder means, what's the meaning of wonder? Amazement. Wonder could be doubt. Wonder could be amazement. As I told, one word in English conveys different meanings. Then you may wonder, sir, how would we know when which word means what? That's the beauty of English. According to the context, according to the situation of the usage of the word, the meaning differs. So I wonder, even today I doubt. What is Anne Sullivan telling? Even today I doubt. I wonder means I doubt when I think of the completely different lives we both lived and how we got connected. Helen Keller says that she is totally different from her teacher, and her teacher's way of life is also different. They both had a different lifestyle, different ideology, different attitude, but she doubts how they both got so much connected. Though they both are from two different worlds, it was the 3rd of March 1887. When did Anne Sullivan come into the life of Helen Keller, sir? 3rd of March, and which year? It is year 1887, in the year 1887. Now what happened, sir? That was 3 months before Helen Keller turned 7 years old. That means she was running 6 years 9 months. From this date, 3 months after, she will be celebrating her 7th birthday. Okay, right. On the afternoon of the eventful day, how is the day described? The day is described as eventful. What is the opposite of eventful? Quiet. Okay, eventful means, so tomorrow IPL is going to start. That's a big event. So that's an eventful day for you. Or your parents have promised you to take to an wonderful place, amazing place. That's a very eventful day for you. A day on which something very important, something very exciting, something of great prominence happens is called eventful day. So in the previous paragraph, Helen Keller has already told us that the day the teacher walked into her life was the most special day. So she described that day as eventful day. I stood on the porch. What is porch? Porch is the elevation in our houses. The elevation we have is called as porch. So Helen Keller was standing on the porch, dumb. Dumb means quiet. As she cannot talk, she was standing dumb and expectant. And expectant. How was she standing, sir? Expectant. Her life is filled with darkness. Her life is filled with silence. Does anybody want such kind of life? No. Nobody wants that kind of life. So she was expecting for a miracle in her life. She was expecting for a blessing in her life. So very expectantly. Expect means what? Wish for something to happen is called expect. Expect means what, sir? To wish that something good would happen is called expect. So she stood there in the porch, dumb and expectant. I guessed vaguely. I guessed vaguely. What is the meaning of vaguely? See, this is the beauty of pronunciation. Though you write you here, you is silent. We read it as vaguely. Okay, but don't read it as vaguely. No, it's not vaguely. It's vague. Vague means what, ma? Unclear, not sure. Vague means what? Not unclear or not sure. Okay. Eventful means what? Something very important. Okay. Expectant, to wish for something to happen. So on the afternoon of the eventful day, I stood on the porch, dumb and expectant. I vaguely guessed, or I guessed vaguely from my mother's signs and from the hurrying to and fro in the house that something unusual was about to happen. So on eventful days, how will be the atmosphere in our house. For example, festival. Is that an eventful day or not? It's a very eventful day. Every day you sleep lazily till 7 o'clock. But when it is festival time, it's an eventful day. Your mother wakes you up. She shakes you and wakes you early in the morning. Before the sun you have to rise. And you have to take cold water bath. You have to go to the temple. Usually you don't feel hungry every day until 9 o'clock. But on the festival day you will start feeling hungry right at 7 o'clock. Why? Your mom woke you up at 5 o'clock. Is that eventful day or not? So there will be a lot of movement. Okay, so many things will be happening. There is everybody will be hurrying. Okay, so even in the movies we are shown how people hurry at the time of marriages, festivals. So as all the people in Helen Keller's house were hurrying, everybody was going to and fro. To and fro. She understood that something unusual. What is the next word? Unusual. Now this word is made of two things. What is the prefix here? The prefix is un. And what is the word? Usual. The word usual stands for, usual means normal. Usual means what? Normal. Not. The word un stands for not. Married, unmarried. Happy, unhappy. Understood? Un means what? Not. Usual means normal. What is normal? That which happens every day is normal. But that which doesn't happen every day is abnormal. Usual, unusual. So Helen Keller could guess, not clearly, she doesn't know what is happening, vaguely, unclearly, not very sure, she could guess that something is going to happen today. The afternoon sun penetrated. The afternoon sun penetrated. What is the meaning of penetrate? Pass through. Penetrate means what, sir? Pass through. For example, when the rays of light are incident. Now, see, sir, can you see me? Can you see me? Now you can see, but now you can't. Why? The light rays are hitting here and stopping. The lights are not penetrating, not passing through. Okay, not passing through. You can see me, but you can't see what is written behind me on the board. Why? The light rays can't penetrate through me. If the light rays can penetrate through me, you can see what is behind me. But the light rays cannot penetrate me. Penetrate means what? Pass through. But what does Helen Keller say? The afternoon sun penetrated, passed through. Watch. The afternoon sun penetrated the mass of honeysuckle. The mass of honeysuckle. So many new words, isn't it? What is the meaning of honeysuckle? Oh, sir, this honeysuckle doesn't relate to our honey, Dabur honey or any other honey. No, there is nothing to do with honey. Honeysuckle means it is a shrub. What is that? It is a shrub. I am sure every one of you knows what is a shrub. What is a shrub? The small thick growth. Okay, the small plants that are thickly grown are called shrubs, bushes. Then what is honeysuckle? Honeysuckle is a shrub. Sometimes it is also vine. Sometimes it is also vine. This is not that vine. Vine means not the grape juice. Vine means creeper. Vine means what here? Creeper. Creepers are what? The plants that creep onto the roof of our house. That is also called as vine in English. Vine does not mean orange, what is that, sir? Grape juice. No, not that vine. So, honeysuckle is a shrub. Honeysuckle is a vine, creeper. So, the afternoon sun penetrated through the mass of honeysuckle that covered the porch and fell on my upturned face. She cannot see, she cannot hear, she cannot speak, but her sense of touch is there. She can feel the warmth of the sun, the light that penetrated through the mass of honeysuckle and fell on her face. My fingers moved slowly on the familiar leaves. As I am blind, I can only feel things. My fingers, what happened, sir? My fingers moved slowly on the familiar. Familiar means similar, known, on the familiar leaves and blossoms. What is a blossom? What is a blossom? Blossom means the buds of the flowers. The buds of the flowers that are opened up. Buds of the flowers that are open. Before becoming a complete flower, a bud blossoms. So she could feel when she ran her fingers on the familiar leaves and blossoms, she could feel that which had just come forth to greet the spring. Which season is that, Caesar? How vividly, how beautifully Helen Keller is narrating it. Just imagine Helen Keller standing in the porch. The afternoon sun is sending the light. That light is penetrating through the mass and falling onto the upturned face of Helen Keller. It is very warm. Helen Keller runs her fingers on the familiar leaves and blossoms. They look as if they have come to greet the spring. What is spring? Spring is a season. Spring is a season. Which season? Spring is the king of all seasons. Out of all seasons, autumn, summer, rainy, spring. Who's the king? Spring is the king. In Telugu we call it as Vasantamu. So the leaves and the birds and the sun looked as if they all have come to greet the spring. I had been angry and bitter for many weeks and I did not know what the future held for me. When everything looked as if everything is greeting the spring, Helen Keller was bitter. Bitter means not the taste bitter. Bitter means here upset, angry. Why? Sir, when someone's life is filled with darkness and silence, do you think they'll be happy? No, they'll resent that life. They'll hate that life. So that's the reason why Helen Keller's life was filled with bitterness, unpleasantness, unhappiness, sadness, right? So I did not know what the future held for me, what future is going to bring into my life. I did not know. Wondering, I stood on the porch. Have you ever been at sea in a dense fog, when it seems as if a thick white darkness shouts you in, and the great ship, tense and anxious, gropes her way towards the shore, and you, with a beating heart, wait for something to happen? I was like that ship before that education began. Only I was without compass and had no way of knowing how near the harbor was. Light, give me light, was the wordless cry of my soul, and the light of love shone on me in that very hour. Okay, now in this paragraph, my dear students, what is Helen Keller doing? Helen Keller is comparing herself to a ship, and that too what kind of ship? A ship that is in the ocean, it is in the sea, and it is pitch dark. It's the night time. It is night everywhere and thick fog. The sea is covered with what? Thick fog. Nothing is visible. We don't know where the shore is. A lot of anxiousness, tension, tense and anxious. What is the meaning of anxious? Anxious means worried. Anxious means what? Worried. Worried about what? worried that something would go wrong. So she compares herself to a ship that is caught in the sea in the pitch darkness with a thick cloud of fog, nothing to be seen, nothing to be seen. We don't know to which rock our ship will hit and wreck. We don't know which tide will take us into the sea. So much of annoyedness, so much of fear, so much of anxiousness, anxiety. That is what Helen Keller compared herself to. Darkness all around. She doesn't know where her destination is. She is groping. Grope means what? Grope means to pass hands, trying to know the things. Grope means to pass hands like this. That is called groping. Okay. The word groping also has another meaning, said, that you will be explained later. See, one important thing that I would like to tell you all is child abuse is a common thing nowadays. So please don't let anybody touch you without your permission. What do? They also grope. Okay. Immediately you should report it to your teachers and parents. That is also another meaning for the word grope. Grope means to pass the hands unclearly. Okay, my dear children. So let us come back. So she compares, Helen Keller herself compares herself to a ship that is caught in the sea, covered with the fog, nowhere to go, nothing, without compass. That too what? Without a compass. What is compass? What does compass do, Nana? What does compass do, sir? Compass always points to the north. You know, when you are in sea, you don't know in which direction you are traveling. Why? Because it is water everywhere. In whatever direction you see, you only see water. Then how do you find your direction? Through the compass. Compass always points us to the north. But Helen Keller compares herself to be that ship without a compass. What was her soul crying for? She doesn't know words, but what was her wordless prayer of the soul? Her wordless prayer of the soul was light. Give me light. And the light dawned upon her in that very hour in the form of her teacher. I felt approaching footsteps. I stretched out my hand as I supposed to my mother. Someone took it and I was caught up and held close in the arms of her who had come to reveal all things to me and more than all things else to love me. Wow, what a wonderful emotion. What does she tell her? What does she say? She says that she is waiting expectantly. Then she listens to approaching footsteps. Approaching footsteps means when we walk, our footsteps make sound. So the footsteps were approaching, coming towards her. Then she thought it is her mother and she stretched out her hand. Helen Keller stretched out her hand. But was that her mother? No, that was a new touch. That was a new feel. That person has not only touched the hand but took Helen Keller into her arms. Okay, caught up and held close in the arms of her. Who's that? Who is that? She is the one who is going to reveal. What is the new word that we have learnt here again? Reveal. What is the meaning of reveal? Disclose. What is the meaning of disclose? To show, to open, not close. Disclose. She is the one who is going to reveal all the things to me and more than all things to love me. She is the one who has come to love her. The morning after my teacher came, she led me into her room and gave me a doll. After I had played with it a little while, Miss Sallivan slowly spelled into my hand the word doll. D-O-L-L. What is the meaning of spell? Spell means to write the spelling. Okay? To say it is pronunciation. To utter a word is pronunciation. But to write the spelling is called spell the word. So, what did Anne Sullivan do, sir? Anne Sullivan took her into her room. Into whose room? Into Helen Keller's room, and she gave her a doll. Helen Keller played with the doll for a while. Then what did Anne Sullivan do, sir? On this part of the hand, okay, so she slowly spelled, Anne Sullivan spelled D-O-L-L, doll. So this is how she taught whom? Helen Keller. I was at once interested in this finger play and tried to imitate it. When I succeeded in making the letters correctly, I was flushed with childish pleasure and pride. Running downstairs to my mother, I held up my hand and made the letters for doll. I did not know what that I was spelling a word or even that word existed. I was simply making my fingers go in monkey-like imitation. So we have already learnt in the last but one paragraph that her world was filled with silence. There were no words. There were no words in her life. Why? She became deaf when she was 18 months old. She cannot see, she cannot listen, she cannot speak. Then how can she perceive the world? How can she know that there are words? She doesn't. So, when Anne Sullivan gave her the doll and spelled the word D-O-L-L on the arm, what did she do, sir? She was flushing with joy. Her face flushed, okay, filled with a lot of happiness, with childish pleasure and pride. She ran downstairs to her mother and she was imitating. Imitate means what? Again a new word. I think we are running out of the board to write the new words. Imitate. Imitate means to copy the actions. To copy the actions of someone is called as imitate. To copy the actions of someone is called as what, sir? Imitate. So I ran downstairs, held up my hand and made the letters for doll. When she was doing that letters for the doll, Helen Keller did not know that she was spelling a word. What she is doing is writing the spelling of the word. She doesn't know that. She doesn't know that the words existed. I was simply making my fingers go in the monkey-like imitation. In the days that followed, I learned to spell a great many words, among them pin, hat, cup and a few verbs like sit, stand and walk. However, my teacher had been with me several weeks before I understood that everything has a name. Okay, so that is how the learning process of Helen Keller began. Her teacher would give her a practical experience. She would hand out the doll and then she would spell the word doll. In this way, Helen Keller learnt many words after that. What are the words? Words like sit, stand, walk, pin, hat, cup, right? All these kind of words she has learned. But all that did not happen suddenly, sir, in a day. Helen Keller took her time to learn all this. And what did Anne Sullivan do? Anne Sullivan was patient. Do you remember in the first class we learnt about the three qualities of Anne Sullivan? What were they? Kindness, patience and her skill as a teacher to train the differently abled people. So for the next few days, it took some time for Helen Keller to know that every word, everything in this world has a name to it. Until then, Anne Sullivan stayed with her. One day, while I was playing with the new doll, Miss Sullivan put my big rag doll into my lap, also spelled D-O-L-L, and tried to make me understand that doll applied to both. Earlier in the day, we had a tussle over the words mug and water. Miss Sullivan had tried to impress upon me that mug is a mug and water is water. But I continued to confuse the two. Now, the story is going to take an interesting turn. How the learning of Helen Keller began is described from here on. So, what happened here, sir? One day, while Helen Keller was playing, Miss Sullivan put a big rag doll, okay, cloth one, rag doll. Rag means what? Old clothes. So, big rag doll into my lap. Then two dolls. Already Helen Keller is playing with one doll. Anne Sullivan brought a big rag doll and placed it in the lap and said, this is also DOLL, this is also DOLL. Both are dolls. The only thing is they are made of different material, they are made of different sizes. That is what she wanted to convey. Before that, what happened? Before this doll incident happened, there was a tussle. There was a tussle. Tussle is also another word to mean fight. Tussle means what, sir? Fight. What is the other word for tussle? Fight. There was a tussle, there was an argument, there was a fight in between Anne Sullivan and Helen Keller. About what? Anne Sullivan was trying to make an impression about the word MUG, that is mug, and WATER, water. Water is different, mug is different. But Helen Keller was confusing these two. She was confusing herself with mug to water and water to mug. Miss Sullivan had tried to impress upon me that mug is a mug and water is a water, but I continued to confuse the two. Now, what happens after this is a very interesting incident, and that is the day, this is the day when Helen Keller has started learning about the world. How that incident happened, how Anne Sullivan helped Helen Keller to know that everything in this world has a name. Let us see it in our next class. But before that, my dear students, we have come across a lot of new words. What are the new words? Eventful. Eventful means what? Very important. A day on which something important is going to happen is called as an eventful day. What is the opposite of eventful? Quiet. Expectant. Expectant means eagerly waiting for something to happen. Then vaguely, unclear. Okay. Unusual, not normal. Unusual means that which is not normal. That which doesn't happen every day is called unusual. That which happens every day, usual. That which that which doesn't happen every day, unusual. Then penetrate. Penetrate means pass through. Some afternoon sun penetrated through the honeysuckle. Penetrate means what? Pass through. Then what is honeysuckle? Honeysuckle is a shrub. It is a creeper. What is blossom? Blossom means to bloom. The buds, they bloom, are called blossom. Spring. Spring is the king of seasons. Bitter. Bitter is taste. But here bitter in feelings means angry and upset. Anxious. Anxious means worried. Worried what? Worried that something wrong would happen. Then what is a compass? Compass is that instrument that shows direction. Which direction? North. Wonder, doubt. Wonder means what? Doubt. Then imitate. What is the meaning of imitate? Imitate is to copy the actions. Okay, what do mimicry artists do? They imitate the greatest heroes or great people. Then what is tussle? Tussle is a small argument or fight. What is the meaning of reveal? Disclose. See, my dear students, the more words you learn, the more better you can think. So, I request you to learn more words. I request you to read this lesson till what I have finished. Of course, you can also read the lesson completely, In that way you can also develop reading comprehension. Okay, so how Anne Sullivan made Helen Keller realize that everything in this world has a name to it, that we shall see in our next class. Until then, my dear students, take very good care of yourself. Thank you so much. Love you all.